welcome to Ask Danielle. And because of the nature of this interview today, and I'm actually going to be the guest on my own show, so no, you guys didn't turn into the wrong feed. This is still Ask Min, but today it's going to be Ask Danielle because I don't want to interview myself on my 31st birthday. So, and you guys will hear this episode today. So I'm going to let Miss Danielle, who is my BFF, and she's also my assistant, and she's my BFF for 15 years plus, take it away, which, by the way, you may hear technology being used. Danielle, which is completely public, has a heavy speech impediment, and she uses an iPad for certain things, even though I can understand her 90% of the time. She feels more comfortable using the iPad. So I'm going to let Danielle and the iPad take it away.
What is the biggest thing that you are planning to do in your 31st year?
Oh, geez. The way to kick it off, Danielle, geez. Okay, what is the biggest thing I'm planning to do? The biggest thing I'm planning to do is, 1, make money off my books, 2, find an agent for my books, which, for those of you who haven't been following my journey, I have been self-published for so many years that in the last couple of years, Create Space, which is owned by Amazon, has decided to close their doors, and they're actually closing the whole company at the end of the year. I got insider information yesterday from my publisher, and he said that they're actually closing Create Space at the end of the year. So when they started closing Create Space slowly, I thought, well, I need to get a publishing deal, and I need to either do it traditionally published or a small publisher. Well, I got the small publishing deal, and now I'm looking at the traditionally publishing deal. So, yes, in my 31st year, I'm going to get the agent of my dreams. So I hope that the agent of my dreams doesn't throw me in the trash can and doesn't say yucky patooey to save a ballsy. But it's a long process with full of patience, and I don't have patience, as you guys know. So I hope to get an agent by the end of this year.
What are you going to do to celebrate your birthday this weekend?
I have, you guys, you may not know this, but I am the social butterfly, and I have friends and family and more friends wanting to hang out with me because my birthday falls on a Friday, and so I'm extending my birthday until at least tomorrow. So I will be hanging out with friends and family and, yeah, doing all that and making a good time of it.
There is it.
Yes, good. I mean, I try to make a good time of it because, you guys, here's a tip. Since this podcast interview was pre-set up, we had a plan. But if you decide to podcast on your birthday, your family is not going to like you. So this is why we had this podcast interview all set up beforehand, because it's like, yeah, my family would kill me, just like they would kill you too if you decided to sneak away and podcast.
What are the updates on your books, and what are you planning to do in the future for your books?
Well, okay. The update on my books, they're still being self-published, but I'm in the process of, right now, as I said, Create Space is shutting down, which is sad, because Danielle and I use Create Space to publish our books. And when Create Space first made the announcement, I quickly got a publishing deal. So I'm safe. I don't know about Danielle, but I am slowly but surely republishing my books so they're safer. And right now, my publisher actually gave me a huge birthday present. He said to me, send me the manuscript and a cover for Come a Win, and I'll republish that, and then your books will be safe. Your books will be literally safe. So if I get a big publishing deal, of course I will be happy, because that's the ultimate author's dream. But my plans for my books, or I'm going to republish it off Amazon, and I have a book about how I do it coming out in September that will only be in ebook form, because doing it in paperback will be a waste of time, and I agreed with my publisher on that one. So that's the update on my books, you guys. I mean, my books are going to be safe. They're going to be loved again, even though you can still find them on Amazon. But my biggest fear is when Create Space closes their doors completely, I'm not going to be able to get the rights back. And the reason why I'm doing this as a PSA is because you may want to call, those of you out there listening who do publish books, you may want to call Create Space and say, can I get the right backs, or can I completely unpublish my books and go with a small independent publisher, my publisher. I'm happy to give you guys the name of my publisher, but that's the update on my books. And if you don't mind me telling people the update on your books, because I actually know that Danielle is transferring her books over to Draft to Digital, which is our aggregator. They sell on Apple iBooks, they sell on Amazon, they sell on Tolino, they sell on 24 Symbols, they sell on Kobo, because as we know, Create Space is going down. So Danielle and I and everyone else are in the midst of saving the books and making more money.
What are your plans for your mental health?
What are my plans for my mental health? Please, Danielle. My plans for my mental health are just to keep writing, because as you guys know, I used writing as a form of grief therapy to write I Come a Win. And my mom gave me the blessing to write I Come a Win. She probably gave me the blessing last night to get I Come a Win to safety too. And when I think about it, so my plans to keep myself sane are just to transfer into journalism best I can, walk away from teaching gracefully. The reason why I'm walking away from teaching gracefully is not because of the people. The people have been wonderful. It's because of the paycheck. It's literally because of the paycheck. And I want the higher paycheck. And I want the money so I can support the disabled. Right now I can barely support myself, let alone the disabled. I want to support the disabled. That's my ultimate dream, along with supporting myself.
Have you improved your body in the XO lately?
Oh, have I improved my body in the XO? Well, as you guys know, I think I gave you guys this update. I was lucky enough to, for those of you that don't know, let's back up here. The XO, what Danielle just said, is have you improved my body? And yes, I have, but the XO is a giant robot that I walk in twice a week. And so I don't know if I told you guys this, but I was lucky enough to be one of the original patients trained on the new XO instead of it being flown in my lap. So when we flew a trainer out here from California, I had to go get myself trained on the XO. And yes, I have improved my body in the XO because of all its new features. I mean, they're making me do squats. And I'm not kidding. When I say squats, they're making me do squats in the XO. And when the trainer told me that from XO, I'm like, I looked at him like, you're nuts. You're nuts. Because I am like, I have a CP. I use this to train my gait, but you want me to do squats? So I did. The first day, and I'm planning to do squats next week. And as you guys see on my Twitter account, and then, maybe you can retweet this or post it on Facebook, there's a woman in our program doing squats in the XO, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And Danielle can repost it on her Twitter or Facebook because I know the video's out there. And basically, all you do is do lunges with a 45-pound machine hooked to you. And so basically that improves core strength and body alignment. And yeah, so that's what they have me doing in the XO. So, and unfortunately, this XO isn't pediatric approved, PEDS approved. So unfortunately, Danielle is too tiny for the XO. So if you're listening, XO, please, 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 please think about making a tiny XO. Please. Because Danielle wants to, Danielle saying, yes, please, if you know any scientists out there, please start considering making a pediatric XO because Danielle really wants to improve her gait as well, but she's so tiny, and even though she's in her 20s and I'm in my early 30s, I guess we could say that, we are two tiny individuals that I barely fit in the XO. So a pediatric XO would help me, and I barely fit in the adult type XO, let alone a pediatric one. And Danielle doesn't fit in it at all. So please, if you know any geniuses out there, please start thinking about developing a pediatric XO, even though we're talking about a $65,000 machine. But I think once one of these big children's hospitals pick it up, I think that would be the best thing on the planet, so that kids with cerebral palsy could actually use the EXO and small adults.
What are you going to do for a fun this summer besides taking your English class?
Oh, besides taking my English class, well, I'm actually going to go see a play with Miss Danielle in it. She does the Challenge Aspen play, so I'm going to try, if I don't have too much work other than journalistic work, I am going to try and go see Danielle in her play, because even though she's my BFF and my assistant, she will kill me if I don't show up. So heads will roll if I don't show up. And so I'm going to try and go support Challenge Aspen, even though I'm not in that whole week of chaos, but I'm still going to try and support Challenge Aspen.
How many classes do you have left to take to graduate?
Well, right now, looking at my thing, I am 30% done with my degree, and on one degree it would be 45% done as of August, and then I have 3 or 4 more classes to take, so I am almost done. Yippee skippy. And the reason why I'm almost done is because 3 of my classes transferred in to the Academy of Arts, and so 3 of my classes transferred in from Concordia, although Concordia was a general ed school, and believe it or not, if I didn't get kicked out, I would have a business degree. Yes, a business degree. But I'm much more happier in journalism, because even though Danielle has a stronger math gene than I do, I don't have the math gene. I can barely do 2 plus 2, you guys. That part of my brain does not compute. That part of my brain does not compute. And so I'm much more happier in journalism. So I probably have only a couple more classes to go. In fact, I just paid for my fall classes this semester, this next year. So I have a couple more classes to go, and right now I'm 30% done with my degree.
What are your plans for after graduation?
Oh, my plans for after, well, first of all, I need to quit my day job, and I need to slowly but surely take all the stuff I learned in school into the real world now, and so I need to gracefully bridge that gap, because I already told my employer, which is Country A, that I actually told them in email / on the podcast that I am quitting in the next 3 years. So now I need to slowly make that transition into full-time journalism.
What are you planning to do in the new season of Ask Gwen?
Today actually launches the new season of season 7. So Danielle and I kicked it off, yes, on my 31st birthday. Usually these seasons go from June 22nd, which is today obviously, to January 22nd. So you get the end of the season 7, the end of the beginning of season 8 in January. And so I am planning to have only ask people 4 baseline questions, and then I am planning to have them interview me.
How does it feel to finish the 6th season with your assistant and your best friend?
I'm like on cloud 9 right now because I didn't obviously know that we would make it 6 seasons. I mean, there were times when I thought I'm going to give up. What am I doing? What are we doing? I mean, Danielle knows from text messages. I'm like, I really want to give this up because as independent podcasters, you guys all know, and Danielle knows this too, just from being behind the scenes, that it's tough. It's tough being on stage all the time. And this is not, I don't turn this personality on for the podcast. This is my personality all day long. So, because it's tough, you have to, I mean, no one is sponsoring this podcast because it's nothing having to do with cerebral palsy. It's because these stupid sponsors, and I'm going to say that bluntly, these stupid sponsors want big numbers, and we don't have big numbers yet. I mean, I'm getting 100 to 500 downloads plus Spotify, and soon to be the lady in the can that begins with A. And the reason why I'm saying that is so that she doesn't go off this morning. And so these sponsors want big numbers because they want the return on investment. So my goal for this podcast in the 7th and 8th season is to get 700 downloads per episode, because then the sponsors will start to look at me. And I want to get paid for this podcast, but first we have to get a download up, and Danielle is trying her hardest, but it takes a village to raise Ask Men. And all my work on my books and all my work on my podcast is slowly coming to a head. But it takes a village to write a book, and it takes a village to produce a podcast. And so I'm thinking that if we can get 700 downloads per episode on Wednesday and a Friday, I think that would make the sponsors happier starting to begin with, because they know the return on investment is good. And it doesn't have to be a sponsor that necessarily works with the disabled, although that would help. But it can be anyone that wants to help me out and pay for my work and pay to cover up the podcast hosting. I shouldn't say cover up. Pay to cover the podcast hosting. Pay to cover my editor. Pay to cover potentially my assistant, who's graciously volunteered her time for, we've been doing this project for 4 years now, and she's graciously volunteered her time, and I know she wants a paycheck out of it. Well, I have to get a sponsor to do that. Yeah, I know you want a paycheck out of it, and I want to give you one. And so you can hear you can hear Danielle say I do and I see and and she really wants to put her heart and soul into this product. It makes her happy helping me and makes her happy helping the disabled. But at the same time, there's only one Danielle and she can only do so much. I figured I would say that. There's only one Danielle and she can only do so much. So if anyone knows a sponsor that can work with us, that is my other birthday wish for the podcast, that we find a sponsor in the 7th season.
Yeah.
Yeah. You heard from Danielle too. Yeah. Hello, she wants a paycheck and I want a sponsor, someone that can help me cover the cost there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I love you, Dan. I love you, Danielle, and thank you for interviewing me. And I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of season 7. My God, and welcome to the crazy adventures of Ask Win. And I will keep you guys updated on the books and Danielle's books, obviously, because, as I said, Create Space is going bye-bye. So for those of you that have books on Create Space, I would recommend you call Create Space and say, how do I save my books? Because I don't want anyone to be losing money, especially Danielle or I, but I don't want anyone to be losing money. And so I want people to be happy with their books, because I know how tough it is to be an independent author and an independent podcaster. But right now I have a whole publishing team behind me, so I'm happy about that. But I'm concerned about you guys that don't have a full publishing team behind you guys. And Danielle has a publishing team behind her, including me. And so I'm always promoting Danielle's books, no matter where I can. And so when Danielle passes over to iBooks, and I'll make sure I put the link in the show notes so you can, Danielle, and so people can buy your inspirational story and my inspirational story, and you can find all my work on Amazon for right now, you guys, but that's not going to last because Create Space is going bye-bye, and you can try Ingram Sparks. Ingram Sparks is quite good, or you can use my publisher. I'm happy to give you the name of my publisher, and just email me or put in the show notes, Danielle, put winners now published by Gladiator Publishing, and I will give you guys the contact information. I'll actually send it over to Danielle right after we get off this call, and I will be happy to be a publishing consultant. But we all knew this was happening, but I hate to be the bearer of bad news on my birthday. Here you guys thought that you were going to be listening to a happy episode. Now I'm making you guys run to figure out your books, but I might as well tell you this on my birthday, that you may have to run to figure out your books, transferring them over and just doing all that. So I hope you guys enjoyed another episode of Ask Danielle, and it will be back to Ask Win on Tuesday when we have a huge guest on from, I don't know, maybe a little show called The Middle and Modern Family. That's all I'm hinting at, you guys. We have someone huge coming on this show, so that's all I'm hinting at. The Middle and Modern Family. But I will see you guys on Monday, and I will see you guys on Tuesday with my very special guest, who's not Danielle. But I hope you guys enjoyed another fabulous episode. Thanks, you guys.